Hey everybody, Dustin Dales here at WOWT. Tonight, CenturyLink Center, it is Smackdown Live, and I'm joined right now by one of the most intimidating stars on the roster. His name is Samoa Joe. Samoa, how you doing, bud?
Excellent, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little nervous around you, but it's all right.
Should be.
That's right, I should. Now, before we get into the WWE stuff, I know you're a SoCal guy.
Yes,
You're
I am.
California. Big news out of California the last couple of days.
Huge news. The King is coming to Los Angeles, so I mean, it's good news. It's as a longtime Laker fan, very very happy and excited to see what the year brings.
Do you think he can go to the championship in Lakers' first season?
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's why Magic brought him in. So I mean, we got Rondo in, maybe a few other pickups here and there. Kwahi, I'm looking at you, and we'll see what happens.
Now, in WWE, you've been there a few years, but before that, you had a long career. You've been all over the place. You did Ring of Honor, a bunch of other companies. You've been all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Was there a match back in a different company that you want to be remembered for as one of your prime matches?
It's a question that I kind of leave up to fans. I mean, really and honestly, it's your memory of that match that really makes it. So, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I was involved in a lot of great matches. Had a lot of great feuds with a lot of great people, but that's a question I leave up strictly to the fans. Because I mean, if you felt a certain way about a match and you liked it and you enjoyed it, and you remember it and you kind of recall that when you think about me, I think that's the match that it is.
Now, talking about the old days, there's a lot of guys in WWE with you now that were around with you back in the old days in those other companies. How's that feel being back with those guys again?
It's not a big surprise to me. I mean, they always say cream rises to the top, and when you talk about guys like Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, John Cena, I mean, these are all guys that I've known throughout my entire career. To see them where they are now, it's absolutely no surprise.
Is it surprising to you maybe somebody that hasn't made it to WWE yet that you worked with?
I think there's a long laundry list of those type of guys, for whatever reason. But like I said, if guys are, worth their salt, eventually they'll find employment in WWE and beyond. I mean, it's just, there's many tremendously talented individuals, and I think, you haven't seen the end of talent you never thought being in WWE being in WWE.
Yeah, when I look at wrestling today as compared to wrestling, decades ago, it's different as in there's a much different aspect of talent. The kind of wrestling that you see in these days is a lot different than what you see back in those days. How do you feel wrestling has changed up until now?
Obviously the sport evolves with the times, and you're seeing a lot more skilled type of wrestler being in the WWE, and I don't think that's a trend that's going to slow down anytime soon. I think the biggest difference also is our women's division really possesses the best women in the industry, and we're going out and we're acquiring more and more. We've just hired Io Shirai from Japan, who will be coming in soon. Of course, we had Asuka, who's amazing, and women like Charlotte and Becky Lynch and Sasha and Bayley. I mean, the list goes on for miles. I can't say enough about what the women are doing now and their abilities in the ring.
A lot of people compare wrestling to mixed martial arts, MMA. There's been some crossover. Brock's crossed over. We've had some other crossovers. Ronda now is in WWE. How do you feel with MMA? Do you think it's something you would like to try?
No, absolutely not. And the main reason is this. I've grown up with fighters. I've been on fight teams. I've seen the effort and the preparation and what it takes to be in the fight game. And conversely, they've seen what it takes to be doing what I do full time. And we both don't envy each other's jobs. That being said, I mean, it's disingenuous of me to say that I would go into MMA. It'd be a cash grab type of situation. And if you're not in to be the world champion, maybe you shouldn't be in that sport. So that's my biggest thing. And at this point in my career, too, I mean, I'm very happy being a sports entertainer. I mean, I get to travel the world. We have a great time, and it's my main focus right now.
Yeah. During your time with WWE, was there a place that you've gone outside of America that you had a blast, you never thought you'd be there?
Yeah, several. I mean, we've traveled through Malaysia, we just got back from a tour in Japan and Taiwan, Taipei and Taiwan. All those places are places that you'd never think there would be such a rabid fan base, but they're there, and then they love what we do, and we love going there.
Now, WrestleMania is obviously the biggest show of the year for WWE, and we got some time yet before WrestleMania gets here, but do you kind of have an eye on an opponent who you'd like to face?
There's a lot of guys. I mean, when you look up and down the SmackDown roster, there's still a lot of really big potential, dream matchups that people haven't seen in WWE yet. Myself and AJ Styles, myself and Daniel Bryan. You know, I think even the Miz falls into that. I mean, he's one of those huge personalities that you want to see. You want to face on a bigger stage. So. You know, that's the short list, but I mean, really, when you look up and down the SmackDown roster, you can. It's you know, it's a buyer's market.
Give me maybe your top 3 opponents you still haven't squared off yet, but want to square off against.
I think John Cena is a big one. I think Randy Orton's another guy that we'd love to go around a few times and see what comes of it. And you know, oddly enough, the Big Show. I mean, you know, hey, listen, this is the biggest athlete in the history of the WWE. It's quite an honor to topple something like that, so I'd give that a go.
Have you ever fought somebody that big?
Not yet. I've come close a few times, but not quite as big as Big Show.
What's the difference going into a fight with a big guy like the Big Show, or maybe somebody not quite as big, but like Daniel Bryan, but still equally as talented? What's the game plan going to different?
I mean, obviously, you're understanding their strengths and you know, working to counter them. You know, Big Show, tremendously large individual, and I mean, he's so big that you know, it's not really about hitting you. If he gets his hands on you, I mean, it's like being ragdolled by an orangutan. Conversely, when you get in there with a guy like Daniel Bryan, he's a tremendously skilled and technical guy. You know, it's a thinking man's game, and you got to kind of cut off the doors and windows and lock him down, and that's really tough because he knows every which way to escape.
Now, I posted some questions on social media when I was going to interview you, and I got a couple. This one's here from Chad Wilcox. He says that you left NXT a few years ago. What's the biggest difference between NXT and going to Raw and SmackDown?
Obviously, you know, Raw and SmackDown, you're dealing with a larger and a more varied pool of talent. I mean, obviously, guys of different experience levels, guys who've been there for years, guys who have been at the top of the card for most of their career. Whereas in NXT, you're dealing with a lot of younger talent, but tremendously hungry talent who are willing to do whatever it takes to kind of push themselves to that next level. So, you know, it's in many ways it's more difficult. In some ways, it's a little bit easier. So, you know, it's just you're dealing with 2 different beasts, and they're both pretty fearsome.
Another one here. What about your dream WWE opponent from past or future? Or past or future.
You know, as of right now, you know, I've got my eyes on the WWE Championship, and I think that person's AJ Styles.
I think you and AJ could tear it up pretty good.
I think we can have quite the competition. We'll put it that way.
Now, have you had the opportunity to face AJ in the past, correct?
Yes, me and AJ are very, very familiar with one another, and we've gone to war several times, and I'm sure that we won't stop fighting anytime soon.
What's the record between you two?
I'm pretty firmly ahead. I'm pretty sure about that. Yeah, I mean, he can't count that high anyway. So let's be honest.
Oh. I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Now, tonight, you're actually here for SmackDown Live, CenturyLink Center, downtown Omaha, and you're in a tag match.
Yeah,
well.
So you get a little preview of that. So it's myself and The Miz, you know, because, you know, I usually like to go on with a little bit of a handicap to prove how great I am, against AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. So, you know, it's a main event for the ages.
Yeah, that one sounds like a main event any show anywhere in the world.
I agree, and it most likely will.
Now, Daniel Bryan compared to AJ Styles, is there one that you know, you're taking care of and The Miz is taking care of? You guys talked about that at all?
Yeah. So Miz promised me that he'll stay out of the way and try not to lose and get his head caved in too quickly, and I'll handle the rest of it.
It's a smart game plan. I like that.
Real smart game plan. Really works out nice.
Now, AJ Styles texted me personally this morning. He said he's going to be watching this interview. What would you like to say to AJ about the match tonight?
The match tonight?
Yeah.
Well, AJ, it's me, your old friend Joe. Tonight you are partnered with a tremendous athlete in Daniel Bryan. I have The Miz. But I think we both know that there can only be one person at the ring at a time, and if it's you and me, well, we know who's walking away.
I like that. AJ, you better watch out, man. He's got your number.
Yeah.
He's got your number.
Apparently he has yours too, which is really amazing to me because...
I'm pretty sure it might have been someone else.
Yeah, I mean, he's, you know, maybe that Cricket Wireless is really worth looking into. I don't know.
Yeah. And WWE will be around town. I think, in fact, AJ is going to be at the Cricket Wireless in town. So you might want to check out WWE.com, find out where AJ is going to be. Joe tonight, he's going to be alongside all your favorite WWE superstars. Going to have AJ, Daniel Bryan, like we mentioned. We're also going to have Carmella and some of the other stars that are going to be there tonight.
Oh, Asuka will be there, and you know, of course, myself.
Yeah. Big guy's going to be there. Make sure you check it out. Downtown Omaha, CenturyLink Center, Samoa Joe, WWE. It's going to be a good show. Joe, thanks so much for hanging out with me,
Thanks,
man.
man. Appreciate it.
Take care, guys.